right, it's Yahtzee Beat the Runtime. I figured we'd start off a little bit different today, and we'll say hi to our special guest who's going to be joining me. This is Jazargo. She is, of course, named after the NPC from the acclaimed 2011 video game Skyrim, and she loves Yahtzee. She loves being on camera, and she likes sitting on laps, and she likes being featured in videos, so here you go. She says, welcome. Today on Yahtzee Beat the Runtime, we're going to actually do an album that I know nothing about, and we're continuing our trend of 1981 rock albums, or rock-adjacent albums. I don't quite know where this one fits. I was kind of skimming it a little bit before hitting the record button, but today we're going to do Long Distance Voyager by the Moody Blues. And I will say, this is going to be a challenge because not only are we averaging, first of all, we need to get a total score of 2768. That's the song or the album's length, which equates to, I think, 4608, 46 minutes, 8 seconds. We have 10 songs, which means 10 games and 15 Yahtzees we're going for, but we're averaging about 277 points per song. Per game rather. So this is going to be difficult to get a high, total score on. Now there are some interesting, I see two 437s out there. We're going to have to play super aggressive in that if we want to get either of those. But even the first one, The Voice, starting off, which I believe was the big hit off of this record, 311 points is a challenging proposition to start with, so let's get right into it. In order to get 311 points in a single Yahtzee game, you need to play pretty well, and you also need at least one Yahtzee, preferably two. You could probably do it with one if you're playing out of your mind otherwise, but you really need to get Yahtzees, like plural. Right now, we've started off with 0. I'm going to pivot here. Yep. The 4 of a kind. It's not a Yahtzee, but it's about as good as we're going to get, I think. Oh, hold on. We got a chance here. Just got to give ourselves chances. That's all we can really do. Is a pretty good chance too. 28 points for a chance is actually really, really good. Throw back to the 2s. We're almost certainly not getting bonus. I'll try one more time for a Yahtzee. We don't get that. 5s in large straight. Let's see if we can get some 5s. Oh, we do get the bonus. That's pretty cool. We're not going to get a Yahtzee, so I guess we'll go for the large straight. That would have been nice to get that, but 228, respectable start. Not enough to beat The Voice. Talking Out of Turn, a 7-minute plus song, is going to be incredibly difficult to surpass. I don't even have a really good effective strategy that I would want to put forward here. Other than, I guess, if you really wanted to beat this without... my thing is, I don't want to completely compromise beating the album runtime because this is a marathon, not a sprint. I mean, the ultimate goal is to beat the album runtime itself. Everything else, to me, is just a bonus. It's a stretch goal. So, I don't want to be hyper aggressive to the point where we're either scoring 500 points or like 50. I just think that that's very short-sighted. That being said, I could probably come up with a lot better ways to play this particular game than I have been. Go for large straight here. So that's a no Yahtzee. And at this point, I'm just trying to put up a score that doesn't completely suck. Probably should have went for a large straight. I'll go for it here. Even chance of getting it small, but never 0. Cool. Okay. Take 177. I guess if we're going to lose to a 7-minute long song, we might as well get the crap knocked out of us, which is exactly what happened. Gemini Dream, a little bit more normal of an ask, 245. Still got to play really well for a lot of these tracks to even be considered. Getting close to them. I'm curious what people are thinking about this concept, by the way. I don't really. When I come up with these wacky ideas, I usually am not listening to much feedback on if I should be going forward with them or not. And this was certainly one of them. I did have a coworker tell me that he thought it was a good idea, but he might have just been being polite. So, either way, we're doing it. It's happening. It's happened. We've done several episodes already. We're going to continue to do them. There's a large straight. We needed that very badly. 2s, 3s, and 4s. I'll do a rare full house pull. The famous John Wyatt Edgar misclick. It happens to the best of us, but it certainly happens to me more than most. Luckily, the 4s came through. Wow. Saving us there. No Yahtzee again. I'll go for a 4 of a kind. 2s, we don't get it. 239, just short. Just short of beating that song, bro. Not a good look for the fans out there that wanted to see a great performance. Now we're on to In My World, which tied with track 2 for the longest song on this album, and it's a huge ask for us to come up with this score on demand. But we need to do something, so see if we can will it into existence like we have been able to occasionally in the past. Just need like numbers, lots of like numbers. There's a small straight and a large straight, so that's nice. We have 4s and 3s. I think I'm actually going to go for the... Oh, man. I was hoping to get a little bit more out of that. Small straight. Okay. Yahtzee is still open. Those 3s and full house. We got the bonus on the left. I'll go for the full house here. I need a 1 or a 3. We got it. And we're not going to beat the song, but can we get a Yahtzee to close it out? Nope. That's 246. We have yet to get a Yahtzee today, which is really bad. Yikes. Big yikes, my friends. All right, now, I believe just due to the... Oh, nice. Due to the lengths of the songs, I think side 1 of the actual record is complete. I think technically this is side 2, even though I've bisected them here, 5 and 5 on each. The red, by the way, means that we failed the song. I should probably indicate, like up here, that we are trying to get a normalized 100 score. So we get up to 50 points for beating the album Runtime. We get up to 30 points. So basically 3 points a track in this case for beating the individual songs. And then for each Yahtzee, I get up to 15. In this case, I would get 1.2, something like that. I don't know. Something somewhere in that realm. And that changes, depending on what the specifications of the album in question are. Currently, we've been rolling through, I guess it would be kind of mainstream rock albums of the 1980s, starting in 1981, going off of the Billboard #1 chart song list, and then extrapolating that out to see what album it's. I'm just someone that kind of like, when I do something like this, I kind of like to create a list based off of something that already exists. I mean, I could easily just be doing my favorite albums, just pulling stuff out of my collection and saying, hey, let's see if we could beat the runtime of this album, Clarity by Jimmy Eat World. Maybe we'll do that one day. But I would rather go off a list. I like to work off of a list. It's how my mind works. I can't explain it. I don't want it explained to me. I'm just telling you that, like, when I decided I was going to do this, it's like, give me a list. I don't want to be deciding what these albums are, essentially. Like, give me something to go off of. I'm much more apt to take suggestions and integrate them into the episode list than I am to just come up with them myself. I'm too busy coming up with series ideas. I'm a big picture guy, you know what I mean? Come up with Balatro License to Deal, which is also on this channel. Hopefully you're watching that. This Old Doom, hopefully you're watching that. If not, check it out. You don't have to watch it right this second. Obviously, you're enthralled with my looks and my voice and my explanation of the great game of Yahtzee. I am failing miserably to present in a positive light currently. This, of course, Yahtzee Master version 1.47 by James Yahtzee Master Garton. We appreciate you, and I will continue to shout out James Garton. We don't know anything about him other than Yahtzee Master. Maybe that's what he wants. Again, this game is like 20 years old, so yeah. If you're here for like games and content that is like new, like stuff that has come out recently, I'm probably not your guy. I mean, the Balatro thing is probably the most recent, but even then, like, so many people have already done that to death. But I guess if you're really like into that and you just are seeking more of that kind of content out, then yeah, I'm your guy. Certainly go and watch it. I mean, it's good. All right, what the hell are we trying to accomplish? We need 324 points. I mean, I know we ain't getting that. Are we even going to get close to anything on any of these games is the question. I've been leaving Yahtzee open, and it has done nothing for us. There's no exception. Just get as many threes as possible. If I get 4 of them, I would actually get the bonus, but we're not. And 220, what we have to settle for. Oh, this is a bad run. Maybe I should have listened to this album in its entirety before recording to put myself in the mindset. That maybe that's the next level that I'm missing. Some wacky hand there. I don't know why I put that in chance. I'm on full tilt now, is what's going on. I'm not even paying attention. Doesn't help too that I can't seem to make this window any bigger. So if you see me like squinting and often putting my glasses on and off, it's because this is so small. It's big on your screen, not so big on mine. Oh, there's a Yahtzee. Okay. It's like the game said, hey, we know you screwed up. Throw in those 6s in the chance a little bit ago. We'll give you a Yahtzee. That being said, it still hasn't taken care of my 6s problem. So there's a large straight. That's very nice to see. This something that we have rarely seen today, and that's hope. That's not good. Probably should take the full house. I need everything I can get right now. Ooh. Could have went for more, but why don't we just go for that? Yahtzee. Okay, let's give up on the left-hand side. Just throw dice out there, see if we get a Yahtzee. We almost got one there. So, I mean, these are some, I mean, hopefully we'll beat one of these last 3. If we don't beat game 9, bro, then something's completely wrong. So we'll at least beat that, but okay, we need 202 here. That's not impossible at all. That's a very reasonable score to achieve. In fact, Like, if you were to just set me down and say, hey, on demand, I need you to score at least 200 points in a Yahtzee game, I feel like most of the time I should be able to do it. So why do I feel like I'm going to struggle here? Oh, hey. Hello, hello, hello. Oh. All right. Let's see. Threes, fives, and sixes. I mean, I might have spoke too soon because I'm absolutely doing terrible here. We're going to zero out Yahtzee. I'm not even going to consider that right now. We're just going for the left. Sixes first. Okay. 3 4s would be nice. 3 4s would have done it. 151. Well below average score. You don't need to remind me. Okay. Obviously, there we beat track 9 already. It's 36 seconds long. It's like a transition track, I guess, or some kind of segue into another song. I don't know. Is there a Moody Blues fan here in the audience with us right now that can tell us a little bit about this album that I did zero research on and just picked arbitrarily from a list? Feel free. I mean, I'll talk about music all day, but I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert on this band. Now, once we start getting into the 90s and 2000 stuff, I'll be spitting out facts. Yahtzee fives? Do I go for the full house here maybe and just try to get that out of the way? The answer was yes. And the result was yes. Okay, so we got a Yahtzee and we still have 3 of a kind open, which means that was our chance to kind of go for another one, but it is what it, oh, hang on. Come on, 5s are hot, baby. Oh. Really not too bad. I can go for, I just need another 2. Get that bonus, and our highest score of the day comes on the score, or the song which is the shortest. So Painted Smile and Reflective Smile. I'm going to guess those 2 songs are related just because they both have smile in the title, and this feels like it's probably a concept album is what it is. I do like me a good concept album. Maybe we'll spin this later. Final track, Veteran Cosmic Rocker. What a mouthful. This is a pretty short one, so 189 points is definitely doable, although we have failed 3 times to achieve that mark today, so nothing is in stone here. I mean, it could really end up anyway. This is going pretty well, though, so I don't want to jinx it. I can tell you we're definitely not beating the album runtime as a whole without a god tier performance. Been better to go for there, but hold the 6. Chance 4s are back in town. So we still need 3 2s. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Go for 4 of a kind, I think. Oh, perfect. Large straight and Yahtzee. Well, that was going to be hard to get. I probably should have held on to Yahtzee. Well, you live and you learn. At least we won the last 2 matches, the last 2 tracks. But I think this is like probably our worst total so far. We did not do well in the grand scheme of things for our friends at the Moody Blues and their Long Distance Voyager album. Interesting song lengths and titles, certainly, that we had to navigate, but there's more on the other end of this. Again, if you're enjoying this, please feel free to support the channel in whatever way you wish, whether that be by giving it a thumbs up or subscribing or just leaving a comment on how dumb everything is. That's fine as well. But either way, I hope you're enjoying or getting something out of this. We'll be back tomorrow with yet another 1981 rock album. In the meantime, if you have suggestions, please leave them in the comments. There, that can be your task for the day, your good deed. And we'll see you then.